And we just went live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all participants. Welcome to the show. I just made the link and I just went live, so this wasn't prepared. And so it may take a little bit of time for anyone to come online. During this broadcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me earn money. So welcome to all people, new and old, to the show, the home of raising your consciousness, the new earth. And welcome to Michelle Krantz. How are you, Michelle? And lovely to see you. You still have a Christmas cheer, lovely picture there. And you're in, is it California, I believe, Michelle, or Florida, perhaps? Let me know where you are in the world, Michelle, and lovely to see you on the show. So I was thinking a little bit about the new earth, the higher frequencies, how it's all going, 3D, 5D. There's kind of a little bit of a breakdown or catharsis in the 3D energies of earth, which is really because the consciousness is being raised, the frequencies are being raised. So you need this kind of alchemical process, which is quite messy and quite turbulent, which is what we see in the weather patterns, which is what we see in a lot of the old systems, which were tended to be quite masculine. I would say, not necessarily not divine masculine, but sort of often imbalanced masculine, not unbalanced, but imbalanced masculine. And Michelle says, I'm in Ohio. Did I say Ohio? I was thinking about Ohio. I used to live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wow, that's quite a place, Michelle. So wonderful to have you on the show all the way from Ohio. I've never been to Ohio. And that was on my mind, Ohio. So wonderful to see you, Michelle. And Marianne says, good morning. Welcome to New York City, where it's freezing. Well, it's a beautiful day here in the tropics. I've been out with the dogs. We've been exploring, and I felt a really beautiful energy with the sun coming out, the blue sky, and a lovely day. I was talking a little bit about raising the frequency, raising consciousness, and what that means for the collective is turbulence, is chaos, is these kind of growth pains. They call it growing pains. So we're going through this this cathartic collective energy, and it's important to remind everyone that there's many paths to the divine. There's many paths to walk, and I think sometimes we see one way as wrong or another way as right. There's kind of right or wrong, or traditionally there's been some teachers and some religions who've said this is the only way to God, which it's patently obvious that isn't true, because God is everywhere. There's no one way to God. So it's not really possible if you understand the consciousness of the divine. There's not one, cannot be one way. But if there were one way, then how would we know what it was except by observing the followers of that path, I guess? And so a lot of the religions, you can clearly see, well, that isn't working. Well, that doesn't seem to work. And yet, for some people, it does work. So there's no judgment here, and definitely from the divine perspective, from a 5D level, there's no judgment at all. It's free reign. It's a playing field. It's about freedom, and freedom is the point. So we have free will. So we have the ultimate free will. The more freedom, the more free will, because ultimate freedom, you can choose anything, and that's what, beyond this 3D world, that's what the heavenly planes, or the more spiritual planes, life after life, the world beyond this one, the world to come, or whatever you want to call it. It's the world that already exists, so it's not really in the future, but for an aspect of our souls that will die in this earthly plane, we will be confronted by this spiritual, heavenly, celestial celestial planes, which allow for freedom as well, complete freedom, but so much freedom that you can choose which level to operate on, which way to upgrade yourself, way to travel in your consciousness, way to travel in any sort of plane, any pathway. So there is no single pathway to God. God exists in all planes, in all pathways, but there are some pathways where this energy of the divine is almost expunged, it's almost reversed, it's almost coalesces into an emptiness or void or nothingness, or even expressed in the mythical idea of hell, which is a choice. And some people are living that choice on this earth right now. It can certainly be a dark place. So it's really important that we cultivate virtuosity, virtuous habits, kindness to ourselves, kindness to the planet, kindness to others. Acts of goodness are really helpful to elevate the whole. So it's almost like pick your pathway, pick your way, pick your path. Everything is divine. You get the freedom to choose. There is no one way, and it is an alchemical process to go, always go within to see what you can manifest on the external. So coming back to Earth, Marianne says, it's freezing in New York City. Try 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That is very cold, Marianne. And Michelle, how is it all going? Lovely to see you. And anyone else, let me know what's going on. How are we doing? And what would you like to discuss? I was thinking about the frequency becoming elevated with a Schumann resonance. It is an intensity. There's more kind of nuclear force. There's more kind of, so perhaps the path we go on is intensified at these times, that where whatever path we choose has more potency, has more volition than perhaps in different timelines and different times on the earth. So what do you think of that? Is this a particular time for you? Do you feel the energy, or is this just a normal period? I feel like the age of technology has shifted so many things. So tangibly, there's so much change and so many differences from the earth, that from 100 years ago to now, from 200 years ago to now. So in a short, a couple of lifespans, perhaps there's been exponential change, and AI is kind of so much part of this now that we are going through a period of tremendous shift. So how is that? How is that meeting you? How are you meeting that change? How are you touching it, experiencing it, feeling what it means to your own consciousness? And what is your own consciousness? What does it mean to you? Are you able to experience periods of great glimpses of almost like divine revelation? The Japanese Zen term is satori. It's this glimpse, this momentary awareness of enlightenment, of higher consciousness, of awakening. For those of you who haven't heard of this term, I'm going to write it in the comments, and I've written a bit about that concept. I really like satori because I feel like I was just having it this morning with the sun, and I feel like animals have it too, this connection to the energy of the divine, to the energy of God, to this, call it, framework or consciousness of love and compassion. Michelle says, I just got laid off from my job last week, so I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. And I'm going to pick a card for Michelle. How are you feeling? I feel like, breakdown to breakthrough. I feel like it's the shift, exactly what I'm talking about. It this 2026 year is about changes and stepping forward, and I feel like it's an opportunity now to step forward into the direction that you're yearning for, more more it's almost like more of yourself, less containers. So even though you weren't conscious of it, it was like you were in a bit of a narrow container. We all are to a certain extent. In a way, I feel free. Marianne says, I don't trust AI. It changes reality. Plus, my AI app has sass mouth. The universe doesn't hide truth. So AI is not separate from humanity. The idea is often inflated. We are programming this idea, and it doesn't have its own consciousness. Although some people say it has the potential to grow in that direction. For now, we're working with simply a technology that is programmed by human beings. So don't make AI into some sort of larger than life. Like maybe that film. What was that film? I think that did plant a seed in people's consciousness about what AI is, and AI is not as forceful as people make it out to be. And the Terminator, that was the movie. Thank you, Marianne. So people have these ideas, and it doesn't really mean that much. We have technology. We've had technology for it's been developing for definitely the last industrial revolution, this new technological age. It's been happening for decades. It's not an overnight thing, and AI is simply programming. So just also take a little bit of a step back into what the meaning of it is. But is there a meaning for you? Does it mean something for you? Does it mean that we're losing touch with nature? Because that's a big aspect, because nature is the divine manifest. It is the earthly force, the Mother Gaia, who's been manifested and created to support life on this planet. And it's not just human life. So we are often quite selfish custodians of the earth, using it for our own selfish needs. But of course, we share this planet, so it's important to co-create, to collaborate with the earth plane, to collaborate with all its creatures, all its creations, with respect, with love, and with compassion. So we're talking to you, Michelle. So this is a wonderful moment of breath. That's what I feel strongly, a moment that you can breathe. So this has been given to you. It is a gift, but it does feel like an ending, and it does feel confronting. I feel a little bit of unfairness. It's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? So instead, I would shift it around as, why is this happening for me? So shift your orientation, your calibration, your mindset, Michelle. This is happening for me. And then you can galvanize your forces to take a forward step. So this is a momentary pause, and then we are going to shift things along. So this card says that this is like a cosmic force in your life. So it's kind of like the earth is rotating, the earth is revolving around the sun, and this is a force in your life that's saying this is a cosmic web, a cosmic force that is Orion energy, that is about polarity, but that conflict is soul growth. That conflict is soul growth. It was very unexpected, and I was the only one let go so far. Anyway. All right, so it's unexpected change that's definitely happening, and this card indicates that. It says it's like there's this force that's just how it's meant to flow. So try not to fight or resist it. Try to just go, well, how am I going to use this? How is this for me? This card indicates there's a need for inner healing to shift your physical and emotional self. And this is an opening to allow you to recreate yourself in a new way, to see yourself in a new way. And I see the need to become aware of your self-perception, your self concept, become aware of it and question it, or play, but playfully so. Like, is that really me? Is that who I am? Am I beyond that? Is that just who I am? Am I sure I'm that identity? And play with these labels and identities. I feel like it is this opportunity of opening up for you. Marianne says there have been times I've seen beyond the initial idea and seen the danger of using whatever it is. And that's really important, that we do we do have guardrails, that we do have boundaries. And that's just important with everything. With freedom comes responsibility. We have to realize, if we create a gun, that gun can be used in terrible ways. So we have to be really careful with who we allow to have a gun, or question if we need guns at all, and what kind of society would harbor guns, what kind of society would have that idea, have a perception on reality that you need guns. It's very much fear-based, very much fear-based. False evidence appearing real, this idea that we're not safe. So what does that say about us, that we have that idea that we're not safe? Michelle says, thank you so much for the card. Much appreciated. Love your picture, Michelle. Be in touch and feel free to write in the comments section any further insights you're having about your life, about the world, and your place in it. We're always here for you. Sending lots of love to Michelle. Let us know how you go. I'm just getting a pause for some tea. All right, so stepping stones, the idea of stepping stones, the idea of, instead of being a victim of the energy of around us, recalibrating a way that we create our life, that we are the force field, that we are the consciousness, the director of our experience. This is very much part of what Tony Robbins teaches. Is very inspiring. It's all about the force field, being the force. Whatever's happening on the outside, look within, but also realize that you create. You are a creator. I've been very touched by the monks walking for peace. If I lived closer, I would like to see them in person. Same here, I'm too far north. Or perhaps they can come to you, or you can travel to see the monks. But definitely being connected with that energy is about creating peace on earth. And that is the new earth energies, which are not entirely static or still or one-dimensional. It is also a flowing energy, but with high consciousness, flowing with high consciousness. And there is an intertwining, so it's not as narrow as people think. People tend to think in a 3D way about 5D, a 3D way about the celestial realms, the high consciousness. They think in sometimes little boxes. So reality isn't like that at all. So let me know in the comments how you're doing. Please do like and share the show. We're online. It's been 19 minutes and we've had quite a few people pass through. So much appreciation and gratitude to everyone who is touched by this show, by the presence around us, by being here. And I would say a big thanks to Marianne for being there and sending you lots of warm energy. Anyone else who is online, sending you lots and lots of love. As always, taking a pause when things are quiet. And sometimes that pause is inculcated, or We can spark that pause by closing our eyes, but not necessarily. You can meditate with your eyes open as well. So just a moment, Salama, how do you say that? I'm not sure how you say your name. We're just taking a pause to raise our consciousness, raise our vibration, and do so with always taking a deep breath. Almost like getting out of our way, getting out of complications, getting back into a pure heart, a pure practice, a pure breath. Helps us come back into stillness, into truth, into what is real, into what is pure, what is real in our lives, not all the encumbrances, the thoughts, the ideas, the AI, the projections, fears, the worries, the old patterns, the old consciousness, the old history, things that have happened in our life, the dramas. Clearing that all away. The more present we can become, the more present we will be. And when we can bring that presence into our life, it will flow with much more synchronicity, with much more connection. Just pausing now to deepen your breathing, your breath, bringing all aspects of your consciousness to this idea of breath. What is it? What do you feel? It helps when your eyes are closed because you can remove a good 80% of the stimuli from the visual field. And then it can become a much more focused practice. Allowing the breath to be us, to meet the breath with our consciousness, to bring the stillness into this moment, and to invite the sacred into our experience. Whatever that means, sacredness, whatever that means to you. And gently coming back into wakeful consciousness with gratitude, saying thank you. Thank you for being here. And Salam, hi, how are you, Salam? Welcome to the show. Salam says she is new on the show. Welcome. We have a general reading. And where are you, Salam? Where are you in the world? So Marianne says, do the cards have a message for me? I'm setting up a pot of tea. Do the tea leaves have a message for you, Marianne? Salam says she's here. So we're just going to pick a card for you, Salam. All right, so I almost feel I want to put my hands around your heart, Salam. And it's almost like I want to hold you there and start to clear away so many ideas and projections and insecurities around your heart, things that you've held on, like protected yourself from other people. And I really hope you can find a space just to be away from all of that, away from everyone. Almost like a pristine temple where you can just be alone with yourself. And I was talking about the breath practice. And there's a feeling of trying really hard to make it in the world, trying really hard to fit in. And it's suffering, Salam. So sending you lots of love. One way I would encourage you for 2026 is to seek less on the outside and embrace your essence and celebrate your essence. Celebrate who you are. Don't try and think that you are for everyone else, that everyone's going to celebrate you. Start with celebrating yourself. Start with bringing your own energy, raising your vibration, and really clearing and purifying this your own energy, Salam. And you're from Ethiopia, you're not working, and you're feeling isolated. Well, great to have you on the show, Salam. I am going to pick another card. This is very much about embracing you. Very much about embracing you. And I feel like it's very important that you start to love and take care of yourself, because it doesn't feel like you do that at all. And it's like, remember that you have the potential to be a vessel for divine consciousness. We all have that possibility. All right, so we're just going to pick another card here for Salam. All right, and that implies there's a lot of looking outwardly, looking outwardly at other people's lives, and so really take responsibility for your own thoughts and start to purify. That's what I get strongly with you, Salam. The need to purify your mind, purify your heart, purify your body. It doesn't need to be complicated. Start with your body. What are you eating? Are you exercising? How are you eating? What are all these kind of things. These are the ingredients to your life. Your posture, all the ingredients. All right, thank you, Salam. So not really, it's to go with my supper, a sweet beverage, English afternoon tea. Well, that sounds good, Marianne. That's very exciting. And a sweet beverage, English afternoon tea. All right, so we're moving on to Marianne. I think I just need to move this up. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, so here we are, everyone. Marianne would like. Do the cards have a message from me? I'm setting up a card. Okay. All right, so do the cards have a message for Marianne? We're bringing in my guides here and bringing in your guides. And they're telling me, stay the course. Stay the course, Marianne. They're telling me you're on the right path, so that is great. And you are supported. You already have this network around you. They tell me they are like your little team of guides, your little helpers. So they are there helping you. And this is the empathic starseed sign. What a beautiful card. So the empathic starseed sign. So that's almost important, always important that you bring your own sovereignty, bring your own energy into your body, into your mind, into your consciousness, because the empathic starseeds are absorbing energy that isn't theirs. So, we all do it to some extent, but the empaths absorb so much more. So this is about energetic sovereignty. Empathic Starseeds are here to shift the world. We're here to bring presence to that which was ignored or neglected, to be. It's not all about doing. It's about shifting our energy, changing our physical presence, and sorry, not changing our physical presence, but being present for the world. And due to their highly sensitive nature, empathic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. So empathic starseed sign, it's almost like the natural introvert. It's, I would say, crowds are probably best avoided. But when this card appears, Marianne, when this card appears for you, it's just lightening the load. So bring down the density, bring down the intensity, taking a little breath. Letting go like that. And perhaps you need to just let go of the pressure. Just stop breathing in the pressure of the world, and be really gentle, be really soft and kind. Give yourself more time to recover energetically, to slow down, to put the brakes on, to treat yourself like a precious baby. So that's a beautiful card in this world we live in, that perhaps we lose touch with who we are, with our energy. And definitely just encouraging you to take care of yourself energetically, Marianne. So that is what is coming out strongly for you. And let's have a look. Anyone else? Please do like and share the show so that we can get a little bit more momentum, a little bit more interest. So thank you, Marianne. And enjoy your tea. I'm sitting here with my own tea. And I'm thinking about the dense energies of this earth, and how some of us are quite comfortable in those dense energies. For me, I've always struggled. Where do I fit in? How do I fit in? How do I work with the energy of money, with the material world, with this some of the things that other people find so easy, so it comes so naturally to them. For me, I kind of sometimes feel a bit isolated or separate, or separated from the energy of money, from the energy of material world. But one foot is in one world, one foot is in the other world. So that is what is bringing on the new earth. It's very much about merging two worlds, making spirituality come alive, making consciousness come alive. And it's switching on our hidden DNA, switching on our lost DNA, our junk DNA, switching it on, coming online as a divine multidimensional soul on this planet, on the earth right now, switching on as a divine multidimensional soul. So does anyone resonate with that? Do you have any comments? Would you like to question me or disagree with me? Feel free. There is no singular path to spirituality. There are stepping stones, frameworks, fingers that point to the divine, but those are just fingers pointing to the divine. Stepping into that energy, you'll realize that it's always been there. It's always been beckoning. It's always been inviting you. You've always been walking with spirit. And the card coming up here, Seeds of Mintaka. What does that mean, Seeds of Mintaka? It's about seeing our potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So this is the ultimate message for today's show. That's the card I picked. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. And that is what this show is about, the Seeds of Mintaka. So bringing, and I'm trying to understand exactly what Mintaka is, because it's these are the Starseed Oracle cards. Starseed Oracle. So seeds of Mintaka. So being a seer, I see Marianne says here, one past life of mine was a seer. And so that's with you now, Marianne. All our past lives are with us now. They're connected to us. And we can draw upon them. We're always connected to them. There isn't this disconnection. There is a little bit of ether, a little bit of memory loss, but it's within our cellular memory. It's within our soul consciousness. So we can tap into it. It's like a stream. You just need to sort of push your hand forward, and the water is going to naturally flow to you, flow from you. So what is Mintaka? Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could possibly imagine. So clear that you could feel for miles and see for miles and miles underwater. The seas of Mintaka represents crystalline clarity. This crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's about the ability to choose to see the potential in all people and all situations. It could be a natural trait, or could be a sign that what you're doing has much potential. So we do have so much potential as human beings. And Mintakans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everyone and everything. So that's a really beautiful remembrance that this race or this consciousness is coming forward in the collective. So this card is a confirmation that a situation has, I think, just the project of humanity has great potential. So human beings have this great potential, especially when we work together. And we can reach fruition. We can reach a glorious age of Aquarius. If this card appears, it's a positive sign that things are working out for the highest good. So for all of us, this is a positive sign. It's very filled with light and is bringing harmony, contentment, and positivity. According to Carl Jung, that which we do not bring consciousness to appears in our life as fate. That which we do not bring our consciousness to appears in our life as fate. Imagining the water appearing in dreams, in art, representing the unconscious mind, the unconscious world. Pulling the card means you may be called to bring to light any unconscious patterns of which you were unaware, to look at them and see them clearly and consciously, so they don't appear in your life as fate. So you can ask yourself the question, what unconscious patterns or unconscious behaviors are ready to be brought to the light of day? How can you see the potential in any situation that you're facing? And what unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? And Marianne says, hence the appeal of crystal clear waters, say in the Caribbean. So there is a beautiful crystal that comes from the Caribbean, a beautiful blue crystal, Marianne. And there's a shop here that sells it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know the one? I'm pretty sure it comes from the Caribbean. Let's see. I can't remember. It's a special crystal. There's a lot of very special crystals around. I don't know what I'm referring to now. Maybe it didn't come from the Caribbean. Maybe it came from somewhere else, but there's a shop that I've seen this particular crystal I'm thinking about, and it's very special. It's very beautiful and very rare. Larimar. So I just thought of it. Have you heard of Larimar? And what does it mean to you, Larimar? So it's a blue gemstone found only in the Dominican Republic. It's known for its striking blue color with white or light blue. So Larimar is this Dominican Republic gemstone. So have you heard of Larimar? And perhaps you're wearing Larimar. But perhaps that's the energy of this reading, this earth reading, bringing in the new earth, playing the new earth energies, and acknowledging the higher powers of light and love that are within us, beyond us, and all of the above. Does Larimar have healing mystical powers, metaphysical powers? Do you place stones on your body, on your chakras, perhaps, to elevate your consciousness? Does that work for you? And what is special about Larimar? All right, so comments are pretty quiet, so I'm thinking to send you all lots of love and just be here in presence for whatever comes. And if nothing is coming, we shall go. So Marianne says, haven't heard of it, but now I have to hunt it down at the mall. It doesn't have to be the mall, Marianne. It can be, life isn't all about malls. We don't have a mall here, so can just be in markets, online. Have you looked at Etsy? Because I think Etsy is a really wonderful and beautiful online space because it is for creatives and it's a home for creatives. So it's something beautiful, something special. And so, Etsy is a beautiful option. Have a look at Etsy is my encouragement to you, Marianne, and you'll find a world of wonders and very creative people working with crystal jewelry and the like. Specific here sells a lot of jade. Nice. Beautiful. So thank you for being here on the show. Thank you for being here, Marianne. Remember that there is no one way to consciousness. There is no one way to God. There is not only one path of virtue, one path of one religious path or one practice. There's many, and I do find within each so-called religion, there's so many different pathways. So how can it be that people think there's only one way? Because there's so many different ways, and even within Buddhism, there must be thousands of traditions. And I just was discussing one yesterday, which is a particular chant, which Tina Turner was practicing. She was part of this this way of thinking. And I'm trying to remember the Nam. How do you pronounce this? Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And people rub their beads together. They chant this over and over. It's Nichiren Buddhism. And a very, very, very beautiful person, Tina Turner. Very wonderful person. Devotion to the Lotus Sutra. So just going to put I'm just going to put this about Tina Turner, and I wonder if anyone has listened to her chanting and has chanted this on themselves, perhaps. Nam Yoho Renge Kyo Kyo Kyo. a powerful chant from Nichiren Buddhism. So Tina Turner used that in her music and her life as a rock star. So very, very beautiful. Nam myoho renge kyo. I like it. And it was very much about overcoming adversity. Tina Turner had a lot of adversity in her life. And I'm going to listen to it now for myself. And you're welcome to join in. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put a YouTube link to her chanting. It's very, very special to me, and I hope it's special to you as well. I would love to know in the comments if any of you have chanted before. Nam myoho renge kyo. Do you do it with your eyes open, with your eyes closed? I think I'll do some chanting this morning, and you're all welcome to join me. Nam myoho renge kyo. Nam myoho renge kyo. Nam myoho renge kyo. I'm wishing you all a beautiful, divine, graceful week ahead for you. May God walk with you. May you walk with God. May you come into remembrance of all that is true, all that is graceful, all that is wise, with gratitude and thanks to all wisdom teachers who have come in previous times in all ages. Stu says thanks, fun show, and sending to you lots of love in Florida. I'm just going to give you a big hug. So you get a big hug, Stu. And can you feel it, Stu? Ending the show with lots of love. Hope you enjoyed the chanting. Remember, very simple. Nam myoho renge kyo. Lots of illumination, and see you all next week.